Alright, hey, what's up everyone? My name is Blind Player X and welcome to my channel. Um, so when Dauntless Awaken was released, a couple of weeks ago, my immediate reaction was, that I was shocked, um, you know, frustrated, angry, and disappointed. More so compared to the other players, I'm one of the veterans, who had everything. I had all the weapons, power surge, all the power surge, all the cells, all the builds. I had it all. When Dauntless Awakening was released, everything changed, literally. But I don't want to get into that in this video. I know you all have a lot of things to say about it, as much as I do. But we finally have a response here from the development team. So I want to focus more on that, and I hope we get some good news, right? The response should have come sooner. It should have come out sooner, but you know what? Give them time to regroup. Give them time to reflect, and then get back to us, right? However, I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited to see there's some movement from their side. So that's what I will be talking about today. It's the Dauntless Awakening 2.1.1 update, and I will share quick thoughts with you as we go through it. But before I jump into that, if you haven't already, please do me a solid and hit the like and subscribe button. I create Dauntless content mainly and a little bit of Fortnite Zero build at the moment. I hope be able to explore other topics and games in the future, like Monster Hunter, which is coming out in February. Kind of excited for that. And thank you for your support, and I appreciate you. Alright, so let's get into it. This looks like a letter from the development team, an apology letter, it looks like. So I'll just read through it, and here we go. Okay. Slayers, we hear you. Dauntless has always been built on the passion and dedication of its incredible community, and with the Awakening update, we know many of you have felt let down. Yes, we have. For those who feel your time, effort, and trust were overlooked, we sincerely apologize. Okay. The Awakening update introduced significant changes intended to relaunch Dauntless with a strong foundation for a new regular seasonal schedule and to secure the game's long-term viability. With our goals were ambitious. While our goals were ambitious, we acknowledge that the rollout caused frustration and confusion. Yes, it did, and our commitment fell short. That's on us. And we're committed to earning back your trust. Okay. To better respect your lost progress and investment. Okay, looks like we're going to get something. All returning players will receive 300,000 RAM and 5,000 combat merits. Is that enough for you? Let me know. We'll also be awarding up to another 500 Peerless Aetheryte to help you regain endgame power based on your weapon crafting in pre-awakening game. Is this also enough for you? I don't know. I don't think it's enough for me, but it's a start, right? In an upcoming update, we'll unlock all game modes from the start for returning players, enabling you to jump straight into the content you want without being required to complete the quest line. Until today, it's been a couple of weeks now since the release date of Awakening, and I still haven't unlocked a lot of the content in the game. It's just because it's too much of a hassle. Right now I'm just grinding to level up and hopefully get to level 60. And maybe I'll work on unlocking them, but with this update, thankfully, respect the veteran players. You don't need to go through the quest line again, right? They don't need to start over. Don't treat them like new players. While these steps won't undo all frustrations, no it won't, we hope they show our commitment to supporting your return to Ramsgate and valuing your contribution. So, a lot of players have left the game, veterans, long-time players, and new players as well. So, it's not just the veterans who are frustrated, also the new players are frustrated. Actions speak louder than words, yes they do, and this is just the beginning. Immediate adjustments are underway to address regression, monetization, and technical issues. Looking ahead, we remain focused on building a game that respects your time, celebrates your passion, and delivers on the promise of Awakening Foundation. Thank you for your patience, feedback, and your commitment to Dauntless. Together, we'll ensure the Dauntless becomes a game you're proud to call home again. Yes, that's what we're hoping for. Listening to the community. You know what? This is what should have happened. Even before the update was released, right? It's been a couple of years since the update. If you said you've been listening to the community, we wouldn't be here complaining about it, right? So that means this didn't happen in the first place. Over the past week, we've carefully reviewed your feedback across Steam reviews, forums, Discord, and social channels. Here's what we've heard and how we're addressing it. Alright? The where we're at sections outline actions already implemented or included in the upcoming update 2.1.1, scheduled for release on December the 19th. I think this is this Thursday, and today is Tuesday, so we're just a couple of days away. The looking ahead sections focus on plans for future updates and improvements. Okay, so the where we're at is already good to go on Thursday, and the looking ahead is it's future plan updates. Okay. Progression update, so progression reset. What we heard: legitimate frustration over the lost progress, particularly with players' path nodes and years of weapon investment. Yes. Compensation for prior investments such as RAMs and other progression resources felt insufficient. Yes, they were insufficient. And that's just understating it. Concerns over progression speed, especially for newer players, highlighting gaps in clarity and pacing. Frustration with the flow of key progression systems, including tonic crafting and dauntless trials. Where we're at. So this is what we're going to be seeing this Thursday. As mentioned up front, returning Slayers will receive 300,000 RAMs and 5,000 combat merits to acknowledge the time and effort invested in progression. These resources provide flexibility for reclaiming lost players' path nodes or investing in other valuable upgrades. Peerless Aetheryte will be awarded to returning Slayers based on pre-awakening weapon crafting, in addition to any Aetheryte provided during the original migration. Players earn 1 point for each crafted weapon, and an additional point for Power Surge weapon. Every 20 points will grant 100 Peerless Aetheryte, up to maximum of 500 Aetheryte. Peerless Aetheryte. I feel like this is not enough, really, right? If you base it on the total number of weapons I've unlocked in armor and how many of Power Surge, I think there should be more. At least make it 1,000, right? But 500, this is probably good enough to max out maybe a couple of weapons, and that's it. Right? That's all it's good for, right? I think they should make it at least 1,000, 1,000 or 1,500, just to make it fair. Update 2.1.1 will remove steel marks from the Tier 3 weapon talent unlock requirements, ensuring that players who prefer not to engage with trials or have already used their weekly marks elsewhere are not locked out for gameplay mechanics and power progression. Additionally, the cost of Artificer Lantern 4 in the trial store will be reduced to prevent unintentional time gating caused by weekly trial rewards. In both cases, players will receive direct refunds to account to these adjustments. I think this was a big mistake to begin with. Like, why did they make it a part of the requirements in unlocking talent? It just doesn't make sense. You know, not everyone plays trials. I play trials maybe a couple of times a week, but that's it, right? And newer players probably don't even want to play trials at all, right? So this doesn't make sense at all. Increased Rams rewards across quests, behemoth kills, and patrol chests to better support progression. Okay, I want to see this. I want to see how much increase they've made. They should have mentioned here by how much they will increase it. You know, are they going to increase it by 100 Rams per behemoth? They should be more. They should be more specific with this stuff. Improved progression flow for tonic crafting and Dauntless trials. All right, looking ahead. So these are future updates. In update 2.2, planned for early next year. Okay, so it's going to be next year. It's already December, halfway through. So yeah, sure, next year. All game modes will be unlocked for returning players to enable direct access to desired content. Excuse me. I think this should have been like unlocked in the first place, especially for veteran players, right? Like, why do they need to be? Why do they need to go through the tutorial quests, right? You know, the veterans are not new players; they're not newbies, right? They don't need to be reintroduced to the game. They already know the game inside and out. For them, it's just they want to know what the updates are going to be like. So I don't know why this happened in the first place. This should have been a part of 2.1.1, not 2.2. So maybe it's because I haven't unlocked a lot of the areas yet. I really wanted to see the thing unlocked. I don't want to go through the quest. We are actively analyzing player feedback and behavior data to further refine progression systems. Future updates will aim to make progression more rewarding and accessible for all players. Okay, sounds like a plan. Again, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'll see it when I see it in the actual production. Monetization practices. What we heard. Concerns that progression systems feel paywalled and unfriendly to free players. Yes, very true. I don't even know why new weapons are behind the paywall, right? In games such as Dauntless, right? The main mechanic of the game is you hunt for behemoths, you collect behemoth parts, then you go to weapons craft your weapons, right? It's kind of like a standard game mechanic these days with this type of game, but they've decided to put it behind a paywall. It doesn't make sense. This is a bad decision in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes as time progresses. Maybe they'll bring it back to the way it was, or maybe not. I don't know, but I think it's not a good decision to do this. Feedback that monetization changes feel out of touch with the Dauntless community. Yeah, it's out of touch. You said you listened to the community, but it's obvious that you didn't, and you made the change anyway, and here we are, right? What's gonna come out this Thursday? While we failed to originally communicate this, on top of the weapon tokens provided through the Hunt Pass and the weekly challenges, our existing but underexplained plan includes providing variable amounts of weapon tokens from other sources during each season. For example, in Dauntless Awakening, players will be able to earn additional tokens during our upcoming seasonal event, Frostfall. Okay. To me, I don't know. It feels, as a gamer, right? As a gamer, it feels more satisfying to grind and hunt, slay behemoths. You collect the parts. You go through all the difficulties, all through the grind, and then finally, when you get the part, you get that satisfaction of finally being able to craft the weapon that you're aiming for. But it just you know, it doesn't feel the same when you're grinding for a weapon token, and then you buy it from the store. I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't have the same charm as it did in the previous version. You know what I mean? So, but again, we'll see how it goes. You know, is this decision going to, you know, be successful in the future? We'll see. But I doubt that based on the other games that I've played before, where they have that same game mechanic, you know, you collect parts and then you craft, versus you know, you grind to collect tokens and, you know, buy it from the store. You know, we'll see which one wins out, right? Hunt Pass Prestige Core drops. Drop tables have been rebalanced to provide more guaranteed ramps and Aetheryte, offering greater rewards for active players progressing beyond level 50. Okay. We'll see what that looks like in the update. I had to find what this drop table looks like. There should have been a link to this. So they just explained it, but I don't know what that looks like. You know what? Please be more specific next time in what you're saying. Like, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna increase. If you're gonna increase something or decrease something, you know, you need to specify by how much, right? We need to know. It just doesn't make sense. You're just being very vague right now. So. Effective immediately, the previously paid Aetheryte claims from the store, weekly for Peerless, daily for Shining, hourly for Dull, will be free. Okay, so they'll be free. I need to know what this looks like. So this is one of the first things I'm gonna check on Thursday. Note that these will likely move from the store to weekly gameplay sources from the next season onwards, alongside existing gameplay sources such as trials and heroic escalation. We'll see what that looks like. Alright, so looking ahead, so these are going to be in the next update. While we will not be able to change this for the in-progress season, the next season's Hunt Pass will reintroduce Platinum, 100 on the free track and 100 on the elite track. I don't really care so much about the Hunt Pass. I find the Hunt Pass really lacking, right? If you've seen like seasonal passes or battle passes in other games, like Fortnite, they have a battle pass. That pass is loaded with content, right? You know, it's, I think, from that kind of model, I think that's more successful in terms of in comparison with the Dauntless's, you know, Hunt Pass, because the Hunt Pass doesn't have anything. It doesn't have them. It doesn't have skins at all or free content. But I think if they really want to expand, what they should do is expand more with in terms of the Hunt Pass. You know, you should give more free content. Put out more content, right? As you've seen, if I compare it to Fortnite, I'm not saying Fortnite is a good game, but if I compare it to that game, it's a fairly successful game, right? And from a business standpoint, they're making a lot of money, right? They just do. And from a gamer's perspective, it kind of feels nice that you have some content, a lot of free content available to you. But maybe I say it's free because for me, I've earned like the what do you call it? What do they have? Like the V-Bucks in that game. I've earned the V-Bucks over time, and when I finish a battle pass every season, you get the free battle. You get the next the battle pass for free. Anyway, so it's just I keep getting the next battle pass for free anyway. So as long as I keep playing. So I think that model works. And you know, if you look at the data, you look at the money, it is fairly successful. They make a lot of money, right? And it looks like maybe this is what Dauntless should at least try to do. But when it comes to the amount of content they put out, right? I think a lot more players will be more interested if they have a lot more content, a lot more skins, a lot more armor design, right? There's a lot of they can take a lot of inspiration, armor design inspirations from a lot of places. They have like seasonal themes or stuff like that. But I think Dauntless needs to rework the Hunt Pass and put out more content every season. The store should have more content on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? And the thing is, at the end of the day, that's just how it works. That's how money works, right? And but at the same time, if you look at Fortnite's model, they do have a store and they do have a paywall, but it doesn't affect gameplay whatsoever, right? And as a gamer, a free gamer, I think that's fair, right? And I think it makes it a playing field, and it makes the game a little bit more enjoyable compared to this model where you have to buy weapons from store, right? I'm not even sure if it affects gameplay, but it's just it changes the game mechanics so much that it loses its charm, right? Reevaluating monetization strategies to balance sustainability with fairness while remaining rewarding for players. Okay. Exploring ways to refine Hunt Pass content in future seasons to offer better value. Yes. So, just I mentioned earlier, bottom line is you need more content, right? And you need more. You need to add more rewards in the Hunt Pass to make it a little bit more enticing to grab, right? Or people are likely to to actually pay for it, right? It's just because if it looks good and it's appealing, people will just pay for it. Period. Right? If it's not good, people are not gonna pay for it. Just to be honest with you, right now it doesn't look good. That's why you're not making the sale. So. Technical and gameplay issues. What we heard, yes, it's been buggy. I've heard a lot of complaints about it on Discord and Reddit. So, what we heard, Awakening launched with performance issues including broadly lower performance, graphical glitches, and gameplay affecting bugs. So there's been a lot of bugs I've encountered. More with behemoth movement, they're very clunky and choppy. Even though you've made the dodge, you hear that that dodging sound effect, but you still get hit, right? So it doesn't make sense. Very buggy. They need to fix it. So it looks like maybe they're gonna fix it in the next update. So what's gonna come out this Thursday? Since launch, we have released numerous server-side hotfixes aimed at smoothing out progression and gameplay issues, as well as addressing several crashes. So I've seen some of these updates roll out. Update 2.1.1 contains a significant number of bug fixes, including a fix for desyncing Behemoth's hitboxes that could not be addressed server-side. The full list of fixes can be seen here. So if you have time, go ahead and click this link. I'm not going to go get into it in this video. Although the time frame before deploying Update 2.1.1 limited our ability to fully evaluate all performance feedback, we've implemented a short-term solution to enhance performance on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Just those two consoles? How about PCs? Bruh. How about us, man? Update 2.1.1 also contains fixes for several client and server crashes tied to loadouts, weapon swapping, and cosmetic systems, which we hope will make the gameplay experience much more stable. Okay. So these are going to be the future updates, possible future updates. Continue enhancing performance across all platforms with both broad optimizations and better player-facing options, as well as targeted fixes for specific performance problem areas to deliver a smoother and more reliable gameplay experience. Revamp tutorials and improve onboarding systems in key areas, e.g. talent crafting, to provide greater clarity and accessibility, making it easier for new players to dive into Dauntless. Okay. We'll see. Lots of core features. What we heard, yeah, there's a lot of things that just completely disappeared. The removal of weapon crafting, yeah, talked about that, has disrupted the core gameplay loop. leaving players feeling that a vital and rewarding progression element is missing. So, a game like Dauntless, where you hunt and collect parts, weapon crafting has been kind of like standard game mechanics, right? So to remove that is just, like I said, I don't know if it's a good decision or bad decision, but basically you've changed the game, and I don't know, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Maybe this is one of those things that I don't really like in the game, that I prefer. That, you know, I still prefer, you know, gathering the parts and actually crafting the weapons. The current cell system discourages experimentation with unequipped cells being destroyed, limiting build diversity. Yeah. So right now I can't create custom loadouts. So, and if I attach a cell to an armor piece, that cell is permanently attached to that cell. Sorry, that cell is permanently attached to that armor. So, in another, if I have another loadout that uses the exact same armor, I won't be able to change the cell without affecting the previous build. So, like, what the hell, right? So, I don't even know why this happened. You know, if you really did listen to the community, this is not what you wanted. Ooh, you guys. Armor perks feel less impactful. Yes, they suck, right? They've been nerfed. And customization options are more reactive, more restrictive than before. So, get this. If I have all my armor pieces, you know, helmet, breastplate, leg armor, boots, all maxed out, in theory, all my other perks, you know, that come with, you know, the armor set, should be active, right? I mean, it only makes sense, but no. So right now, what I'm getting is, you know, all armor pieces maxed out. 5 out of 8 perks are active. You know, 3 are inactive. Like, what the hell, right? It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? You know, the previous cell system worked just fine. Maybe you had to, you know, refine it a little bit, but not completely overhaul it. You know, why would you do something like that? But maybe in the next update, what you could do is actually give us the ability to activate all the perks, right? You know, in whatever build we choose. Because it doesn't make sense you have, like, you know, a perk where it has 1 out of 3 health points, right? It doesn't make sense. Where we're at, so this is what we're gonna see this Thursday. Based on our initial balance pass in response to launch feedback, we have swapped some armor perks to better support player builds and flexibility, e.g. replacing Predator with Cunning and Sharpen. Okay, what does that mean? So I need to see what this looks like on Thursday. This is very vague. So did you replace a cell with a couple of cells? Is that what it is? You need to be more specific. All right. Reintroduced HUD icons for perks like Pulse for better in-game tracking. This is one of the things that actually reported in the forum, because I'm a Pulse user, and one of the things that I've noticed was that, you know, that icon that tells you, that indicates that, you know, the next hit is going to be a critical hit, that's gone in the update. So it looks like we're gonna get it back on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to this. This is very helpful in my build. Increased shield caps and effectiveness for perks like Strategist and Fortress. I don't even know why they changed the amount of shields we get. They already nerfed the cells. You also nerfed the shield. Like, what the hell? Does this also you know, apply to Bastion, right? Because Bastion gives you up to 500 max shields. So it used to be 600. So is it going to be increased back to what it was? And again, when you say you're increasing something, you need to specifically say by how much you're going to increase it to. This doesn't make sense. This is very big. Excuse me. Applied targeted buffs to a number of weapons. So I don't know what this means as well. You need to be more specific. What does that mean? So we're going to see what that looks like on Thursday. Or maybe this is going to be in the patch notes. Is it going to be in the patch notes? Then I'll take a look at that as well. I haven't checked the patch notes as well yet. So if it is there, then yeah, I'll go check it out after. All right. So future plans: exploring ways to bring more depth and player agency back to weapon and armor crafting and customization weapons. So when you say weapon crafting, you need to take those weapons out of the store. Right, so you know, collecting weapon tokens and buying stuff, buying weapons from the store is not weapon crafting. Okay, so please, you know, you need to take a look at, you need to look into that more and consider, you know, bringing back the original mechanic where you craft, you collect parts and then you craft. Reassessing the cell system to encourage experimentation to support diverse builds. Yes. As one of those players who like to experiment a lot, you know, different builds, as you've probably seen in my previous videos, you know, I do a lot of experimentation with various cell combinations. So this is good to see. So hopefully it comes to fruition and we see it in the future updates. Alright, so while in 2.1.1 update introduces many critical changes, it's only the first step. Beyond this, we're committed to continuous updates that enhance your experience and rebuild trust. Okay? Our goal is to build a Dauntless that is rewarding, inclusive, and reflective of its community. Every step we take will be guided by your input. You know, when you say something like this, you know, and if you'd actually listen to the community even before, you know, working and releasing Dauntless Awakening, you wouldn't be here, right? Your player base wouldn't be complaining, right? If you did, you know, some people will still complain, but not in this magnitude. It's insane. Like, probably 90 to 95% of your player base are upset of what you did, right? And I'm one of them. But I'm just not voicing my my frustrations here as much as I'd like to, but because I just want to focus on, you know, the past has already happened. You're already here. But what I want to do is just, you know, and I hope what you're doing too is just focus on the future and focusing on making the game a lot better, right? And getting back to the basics. Going back to making better games. And who are your customers? The gamers, right? Moving forward together, we recognize the need to rebuild trust and improve how we engage with our community. I hope you do. Moving forward, we are committed to refining feedback loops, placing players at the center of the game, and ensuring Dauntless reflects the passion of its community. Thank you for your patience, feedback, and your commitment to Dauntless. Together, we'll create the game. We'll create a game that all Slayers can be proud of to call home. The Dauntless Team. So, I'd like to know what your thoughts are as well. Like I said, I don't wanna get my hopes up, but I'm excited to see that, you know, some very critical and much needed updates are gonna come out this Thursday. I'll be online as well. I'll try to be online when the game, as soon as the game is updated. And and per usual, feel free to join me in the hunt. Just go ahead and add me. My player name is BlindPlayerX. You can add me on Epic or the game itself. And that's all for today. Thank you all for watching my lengthy video. I didn't expect it to. I didn't expect it to go this long, very lengthy. Please continue to support me. I appreciate everyone, and good hunting, Slayers.